I pushed the button. In fact, I pushed 2 buttons. There we go.
Should you have pushed 2 buttons?
I should have pushed 2 buttons. Yes. Normally I only push 1. I've pushed 2 now. Hello everyone. Welcome to Button Pushing Anonymous. No. Ladies Wot Pod. Episode 71.
71.
Yes. And I'm Claire Jones, and I'm on the edge of the fens in I keep saying South Cambridgeshire. I am in the constituency. No, I'm not. I'm in East. Oh, God.
Well, I asked you one on sport. Would that be easier?
Oh, God. It's election week, and I'm very confused. No, I'm on the edge of the fens, just north of Cambridge. And the sun is shining, as you can see from my blind, which is ablaze. And I normally have a camera stuck to my face, but I haven't today. And you are Mrs. Saunders?
Well, I know who I am and where I am today. So I am Liz Saunders. I am in South Northants, where it is cracking flags. Absolutely gorgeous out there. Wisteria smells delightful. And I am chairman of the Saint Supporters Committee, a Halo, rugby geek, granny to 2 mini rugby players as well. Thought I'd mention that. It's quite an important role, really.
It sounds it. It does sound it. Yeah. It does sound a very important role.
Probably the most important
role. We'll hear more from that subject shortly.
We will indeed. Yeah.
So Saturday was round 15 was it, of the Gallagher Premiership, as Bristol Bears came to town. They've had a bit of a thing over us in the last few seasons.
They have been very much our team. What's the word? Oh God,
bogey.
I'm getting old.
Bogey.
That's the word. Yes, bogey team. Yeah.
Our bogey team. Yeah. Yes. So I think many of us have confidence in the lads, but it was because it was Bristol Bears. If we had any trepidation about this fixture, it was Foundation Day 2025.
Yeah,
and
a lot of red.
A lot of red, and much to the relief of the foundation, they could have a lot of red because the opposition weren't playing in red.
Yes, it was the season. One season we were playing Saracens, weren't we? That was.
And the other was Gloucester. So it's gone really well on that front.
Yeah.
But the blue and white of Bristol Bears didn't present any problems whatsoever. Actually, it wasn't blue and white. It was a sort of black and white, wasn't it? With a sort of bare eyes thing going on the front. It's all a bit.
Yeah, but. Mainly they're blue and white. I think
they're blue and white. Everything else about them was blue and white, apart from those horrible warm-up shirts. Anyway, moving on.
Talking of bears, did you see there was somebody dressed as a bear? I'm not even going to give them any credit. I mean, it was one of the most disturbing bear things I've seen, really. It was so the head didn't match the rest of the suit. It was like it was like a night. It was a cheese dream bear. It was awful.
Lots of fancy dress going on. Was there something?
A lot of fancy dress.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I suspect there were a lot of junior teams because it's the end of their season. So there seemed to be some schoolboy teams there who were all wearing fancy dress, fancy headgear and stuff. So that was what I was putting it down to. And we know there was at least one stag do because we are getting into wedding season, aren't we? Really?
Well, we are.
So
yes. So it was Foundation Day. It was also 150 caps for the Bears captain, Stephen. Is he 150 years old, Stephen?
I think he possibly is, to be honest.
Was it his birthday number of caps? We couldn't be sure.
Could be either. He's been around forever, it appears. I mean, very good player, but yeah, more of him later.
More of him later. He did give me a bit of a fright when he rang the wrong way when he came out of the tunnel. It's like, no. Don't be telling me you've got it wrong, but they haven't. He'd gone the wrong way. In fact, if you watch very closely on the replay, you can see him going, "Oh, I'm over here, am I?" As he walked back into the right half. And of course, it was 700 caps for the wonderful
for our Kev,
Mr. Kevin Buckby. Well, you could tell it was 700 because it said in very large numbers on the back of his T-shirt, 700.
You say on the back of his T-shirt, across his bottom, because the T-shirt was that long.
Yes. But well done, Kev. 700 is a lot.
And I think one of the biggest cheers of the afternoon was when he came up on the big screen. There were people playing a game of rugby. Nobody cared. Kev the Kitman on the big screen. Yay! Marvellous.
Yes, absolutely. And he savoured every moment, and well done him because he's earned it. For those who are asking me, I'm in the mid 550s in terms of number of first team games that I have taken photos of. As I explained to somebody, I don't include under 18s, or not because I don't love the under 18s, because I do, or any of the sort of Wanderers games that I may have done over the years. I only include first 15. I don't know what Kev includes in his list. You'd have to ask him. But well done on the 700. That's a lot of kit laying out.
It's a lot of kit washing as well. Oh my God, the washing.
Yes. Yeah. And they gave him an extra special treat after Newcastle with all that blood. Anyway.
That would have been a mega soak. That would have been.
Well, he's fond of a soak, is our Kev. Fond of a soak.
I can understand that. I will compare soaking techniques at some point with him.
Yeah, he's a big man for a soak. In fact, at the end of the game, what wouldn't have come over is the Claires were going, Kev needs to join the huddle. To which James Craig had to explain, lads, he's doing his job in the changing room. You never noticed that, do you? Ah, dear. No. Anyway, we'll talk more about what happened to Kev in the changing room later on.
Later, yes.
So the game.
Yes. Well, it all started a bit nervy, didn't it? So they scored a try, and then they scored another try. So I thought, I'd better do something here. So I went to the loo. And what happened? Their try got disallowed, and Mitch scored our try. So you can thank me later, but I do feel.
I think that's that's worthy of mention, Mrs. Saunders, because we were discussing it in the at the curry afterwards. I think that is definitely you fulfilled your role. I think there's somebody else who took one for the team. You're thinking, really?
What are you doing? She's pressing buttons here.
I'm pressing buttons.
Something's going to appear on my screen in a minute, and I'm going to go, oh.
Now, we were delighted. Oh, look, you see, now look what I've done. I've left you off again. That's not good, is it? Good. I mean, there you go. Sorry about that. Now, we were delighted to learn that Mr. Dependable was in the team.
Yep.
Yeah, and there is yes, I'm afraid he got well and truly mullered by a Mitch shimmy, but as a result, poor old Mr. Dependable, there he is in the background. Look what happens next.
Oh, talk about having the wind knocked out of your sails. Oh dear,
straight in the midriff. But he's not having that. No, he's Mr. Dependable. Look what happens. He keeps going.
I don't know. It's all very pixelated, but yes, I'm sure he does.
There you go. He keeps going. He reappears shortly afterwards. Yeah. So Mr. Dependable, I think, deserves,
absolutely.
Absolutely deserves a mention.
150-year-old Stephen Luateur in that place.
Yes. Looking slightly bemused. But look, you see, he's there at the end to celebrate with young Mitch. So I think Mr. Dependable deserves,
special mention.
Special mention for his role in Mitch's try.
Yeah.
So there we go. My senior mouse is being annoying. There we go. Right. So that was you're right. It was a nervous start.
Did you just say senior mouse?
No, my mouse is having a senior moment.
I thought you said senior mouse. Because how many mice have you got? You've got a hierarchy of mice. That's just ridiculous.
No. Bless it.
So it should have been my mouse is having a senior moment, not my senior mouse having a moment. Either way. Anyway.
Yes, a mouse order. Yes. So, well done for going.
So, yeah.
Well done for fulfilling your brief, Mrs. Saunders.
Yeah, I did. I felt one. Needed to go early doors.
That was with you there. Not literally with you, because obviously he was on the pitch.
No, that would have been wrong. Yeah, I've been wrong.
That would absolutely been wrong. He'd have been a bit startled to find himself in the ladies' loose. Anyway, he was taking one in the midriff, which allowed Mitch to score.
Just another form of taking the pee, really.
Hey! Here every week. Well done. Anyway, right. So that was the first try, and then it seemed to galvanise us a bit, unsurprisingly.
Yeah.
And I think all of us got a lesson in play to the whistle for the next one.
Yes, we did. Yeah. It was much discussed.
Yes.
Much discussed, and even we were doubting what had happened in the curry house that evening. But Grumpy Carley, Mr. Matthew Carley, the TMO, was absolutely spot on. The ball was not knocked forward by Henry. Was it Henry? Yeah, Henry. It was Josh Caulfield knocked it out of Henry's hand, and therefore Curtis, it very fortuitously came off the post, which I felt really sorry for Rich Lane, because he would have had it covered if he hadn't done that. It came off the post straight into Curtis's arms, who flopped over the try, and I don't even think Curtis was entirely convinced that he'd scored. No, I don't think he was.
No,
because normally he's a bit tiggerish, not like them. I mean, like as in poo tigger, not like them up the road. But you can't stop Curtis bouncing normally, and you could see it was a bit of a, hey.
Shook hands with Josh Kemeny and then thought, did I? Anyway, he did. And then I have to say, the next try, Fremo,
yes.
When did our friend, our Australian correspondent, put in his magnificent tap tackle? Was that before or after the third try? I think it was after.
I think it was after.
I
think.
I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know, because I've not fully watched it back, because I was going to do that yesterday.
Okay. I wasn't well. Asleep, to be honest.
I wasn't well. I wasn't well yesterday, team. Wasn't well. Better now. I'm fully recovered now. I did spend most of yesterday sleeping, so I haven't watched it back as forensically as I would have liked. And I've been busy today, so I'm not doing anything. And that's my excuses.
So I think James took his lead from the under 12s, because I witnessed a fabulous tap tackle.
Oh,
but. Unfortunately for the young lad, it didn't make any difference, but it was magnificent. So James, obviously, I think, took his call from him. It was a thing of beauty. I just wish it was in front of me rather than on the other side.
Completely on the other side, yeah.
Yeah. So I got the, it was a long way away, basically.
Yeah.
But well done, James Ram. It shows, don't give up.
Yeah.
And Dow's described a 21-point swing, which is interesting. But anyway, he did give us the maths when he was explaining that.
I was then. It was after the third try, because I wasn't sitting where I would normally sitting, because I'd moved down to the other end, so that it was about 5 minutes before half time, because I'd moved down to the other end ready to do the check presentation. I was thinking, I should have seen it more clearly. Why did I not see it more clearly? Because I wasn't there. I was there.
It would have happened almost in front of you if
if I'd been there, but I wasn't there. I was somewhere else.
Nothing important, somewhere else. I think Fremo's tries were just great. The Bristol medic I could have battered, because he stood in front of me. I got the run in Fremo's second try beautifully, and then suddenly Lou. It's like, Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a bit of a pain there, medic. Anyway, but yes, so Fremo, class act.
Class act. And I think we were all much relieved. I'm going, well, it's a bonus point then before half time. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
We've at least got 1 point. So, yeah.
And I think at this point we need to say one of the reasons that we were doing so well was the pack.
Yeah. Yeah.
The pack were on fire, and I'd like to shout out...
Especially...
Row!
Yeah. Ellis Genge. Oh, my goodness me. Whinge. It's not fair, sir. It's not fair, sir. They're better than we are, sir. It's not fair. Yeah, that was very funny.
Yeah.
Very, very funny.
I think Elliot enjoyed it.
I think so. I think as we said in the curry house, the fact that Ellis Genge is being folded up in all sorts of origami positions that he didn't know he could be, and then coming out and giving it me, and Elliot is standing there just looking, just being Elliot, just
being Elliot. And then when he trotted off, Luke stood there just being Luke, as if to say,
But we were pontificating whether or not, as Ellis Genge was going into complete meltdown, Elliot was humming. Because if you're about to have a complete and utter tantrum, the fact that the person who's pushed you to this point is just standing there humming is not going to do your health and temper any good at all, is it? I do hope he was.
None whatsoever.
I do hope he was. Anyway.
If he does, I hope one day we hear it on the ref mic.
Yes. You couldn't hear anything apart from this whine. I thought it was interference, this whining noise going on. What is that? Oh,
it's Ellis Genge. Yes. So I thought the pack were outstanding, and
they were.
The other thing that was remarkable was that 50-22.
That 50-22 from Mitch. It was actually almost a 22-22.
Well, it was a 22-22. It was a 22-22.
Yeah. But marvellous. Absolutely.
There wasn't much wind, but it was going the other way. So it was into what little wind there was. Extraordinary. And what we've got there.
I thought Mitch's performance, it's just been ramping up all the way through since he came back from injury, and you're just watching him go up. And if he's hitting this rich vein of form for next week, then he's a joy to watch. And I told him when he was 19, there were some young boys. We were at an open day, and Mitch was being, and I said that you need to remember you've met this young man because he will play for England, because Dusty had told me that. And Mitch just went, "Oh, I don't know." I said, "Yes, you will. Listen to your Auntie Liz, boys. Listen to your Auntie Liz."
Yeah, well done, you two. Although he, of course, told Douse that he was going to the World Cup when he wasn't even anywhere near the squad.
Oh, were you? Well, I suppose if you stick pins in wax effigies, maybe it comes off.
Well, that was during pre-season, so I was taking photographs of him, doing pre-season, and then he's off to a World Cup. So he's a determined soul, but he's got a very rich vein of form.
Oh, it's just a joy to watch now.
And the understanding, there seems to be a developing understanding between our young gun, who everyone's talking about, and a certain Mr. S. Smith.
Very much so.
That try constructed in midfield of the...
Can we just say, Fremo, we do counselling.
Yes. It's okay, Fremo.
It's all right. Yeah.
He
loves you, really.
Yeah. He does love you. And he's got a new model. Anyway.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. Yes.
Anyway, moving on. Understanding. There is definitely.
But that is a weapon in itself, because I think I was talking to somebody on Saturday. The thing that people are consistently surprised about with Henry is how fast he is. Yeah. You don't expect a flanker to move that quickly. Although Josh Kemeny was doing his level best on Saturday. My God, he was rampaging around the place.
He was. There was a lot of rampaging going on
out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the back row at the moment are having fun. So it was a good first half. Second half was a bit of a mixed bag, partly because we had lots of changes, and we had to do a bit of a shuffle around. I was quite pleased that we had the changes because
it was obvious as soon as that game was won and couldn't be unwon. That you could see, right, Finn, come off. Here is your cotton wool, and then the bubble wrap. Go and sit over there. Don't talk to anyone. Don't touch anything. Don't do anything that might harm you. And Mitch, the same. Come here, wrap you, put you down. All of the key players, come here, wrap, sit. Don't touch anything. Don't play with anything, children.
We don't know about his dingers, which he's the one we don't know about. I'm sure we'll find out what's going on. Of course we will. We'll know by Saturday. But it was great to see that we managed the game. Time was when you brought the bench on and we all panicked. We didn't panic this time. In fact, there's one person that we forgot to mention. Manny.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Yeah.
Try-scoring machine.
Yes. Unstoppable now. Found the white line. Unstoppable.
Absolutely. And looked like he was enjoying it. Joanno's try was an exercise in centres who can't tackle.
Or when you say can't, life preservation when you're faced with a Joanno on the hoof looking like he means it is like, I know I'm a professional, but I also want to live. I want to keep all limbs intact and head touched body and everything. And I was going, couldn't. No.
It was a shocking attempt at a no-arms tackle. It really was. Anyway, Joanno just scored anyway, looking slightly dismissive as he shot over. And then, right. Now then we come to something that several people have mentioned that we need to discuss.
Well, yes, before we get there, Joanno, just to go back to Henry and the influence he has on the team, which is ridiculous for a 20-year-old, but the energy he brings, I've never seen Joanno doing jinking side steps quite in that manner before. And I just think he just gives them confidence. I don't think any of them even know it's happening, but he lifts it so much that it's like, I'll give that a go.
Well, I tell you, he's doing more and more jinking side steps. Mr. A. Coles.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
He's all over the,
it's all
a bit of a wiggle.
Yeah. Anyway, so to come on to Henry's, somebody did ask me yesterday, do you think that was set up so Henry tries, because they're going to start charging more for those seats in the South Stand, just so they can see how is Henry going to score his try this week? What is he going to do this week? So, yeah. I said, I'm sure it was. I think Tom James could have scored that himself. But.
I think Tom James could have scored that himself as well. I also think that Henry's wise because he's actually picking a different try celebration every time he scores.
Yes.
So he's not doing. We will come on to the quality of the dive, but Mr. Ashton was famous for one thing, which was a dive. Whereas Henry's he's clearly got a repertoire he's written down, and it's like, it's a number. I'm a portion of 5 this week. This week was a swan dive, as was
perilously close to a. Perilously close to a belly flop.
It was perilously close to a belly flop. Yeah. I would say the first proponent of the dive was not Mr. Christopher Ashton, it was Mr. Benjamin Cohen.
It was Ben Cohen, yeah.
Of course it was Ben Cohen, both for Saints and England. And as far as I'm concerned, the best at it. The next best in my little brain was Digger, because Digger just went off at a horizontal. There was no sort of...
No.
He just shot past you. I've got a number of photographs of Digger Like, oh, okay.
On the subject of Digger, I think the funniest try that he actually scored, well, I don't think he scored it. I think Tiny scored it with Digger. Tiny had got Digger tucked under his arm.
Slapped him down. Yeah. And then, last but not least, I did actually used to enjoy Mr. Ashton's smashing dives, but I think I think Henry. Now, bear in mind, we're comparing 3 wingers with a flanker. So
yes, that's very true. We are. Yeah.
So let's not be too tough on Henry, because wingers do it all the time. Flankers, it's quite a rare thing. In fact, actually, if anyone remembers, was it Leguizamon when he was playing for London Irish against Wasps? And fortunately, London Irish won because he'd had to go into the changing room after that attempt as a swan. It's the way they've
honestly,
the usual dive and then the ball appears.
Oh, dear God. It brings me out in a cold sweat. So what it must do for any rugby player, I do not. I wouldn't be surprised if Dowse hadn't sat Henry down and made him watch that. You could cut that one out because watch this young man. Yeah.
So, but
just put the blasted ball down.
Yes, I'm intrigued what the next one's going to be. Because there will be another Henry score at some point in his career. So, what is the next?
Some sort of a pirouette with pike.
Pirouette. Oh, that's quite nice. Yes, I like that. Yeah. Did you notice that Manny went to slam the ball down and then thought, no, I'm not doing that. No, not doing that. So he just put it down. Yes, so I would say Henry needs more work on his dives.
Yes. I suppose in his defence, the ground was very hard.
Well, there was one game, Digger will remind me of this, there was one game where Digger scored, was it 4 tries? And the man of the match he didn't get man of the match, but the last dive for the last try, the ground was frozen and he bounced. He hit the deck and bounced.
It was against.
Was it Edinburgh?
I was going to say it was a Scottish side, so I think it must have been Edinburgh.
It was that year we played, because we went up to Murrayfield. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, where Dr. Jones appeared on the big screen, or rather the chicken hat he was wearing appeared on the big screen. And he was talking to 2 gentlemen in front of him, but it looked like the chicken was having a conversation with the 2. And I got a phone call at that very moment from Chris Weirmouth saying, "Your husband's wearing that hat again, isn't he?" And I went, "Why?" He said, "Look up at the big screen." Anyway, yes. I think it was Edinburgh. I think
Stuart Barnes did apologise because he awarded it, and then Digger scored 4 tries in as many minutes.
It didn't seem very, very much. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at the time when Samo Manoa came on and scored a hat trick in about 10 minutes, and they gave him, unsurprisingly. Anyway, yes. So the ground can be hard in December.
Yeah, it can. Yeah.
But I still go back. He's a flanker. He's not a winger. But he needs more work on it. Just don't
pirouette next. Pirouette next time, please.
Yes, pirouette. Yes. Right. So anyway, well done, Henry. So that leads us nicely on to your Czech presentation. How did that go?
Oh, it went very well. Yeah, yes, Adam Gums took the photograph, so I think it all went well.
Was that with his new camera or his old one?
He didn't bore me with the details, so he just so we presented, members of the committee presented the foundation with they've already got the money, obviously, but we did the symbolic big check. I wonder if anybody's ever taken one of those into the bank.
Tried to fold it up 15 times underneath the
underneath the thing. Yeah,
somebody's
So that was went all very well, and we didn't. Oh, Woody was there, so I said hello to him.
Yes, I heard Woody was.
Well, he said hello to me first, and
very good.
That was really nice. So I was teasing him about their new premises where they're having a mezzanine. They put it on Insta that they're having a mezzanine. And I said at the time, well, you two have changed. Used to think mezzanine was an Italian dish, or he played for Barcelona. What is going on? So I reminded him of that, which made him laugh. And he gave me a big...
Thick hug. Oh, I didn't see him, unfortunately. I'd been good to see him.
You look very well.
And having battled my way to my seat at the south end of the ground, was greeted by Luke Hughes, dad of Charlie.
Oh, yes, Charlie. Yeah.
And so I had a lovely, lovely chat with Luke. He's such a fabulous man, and Charlie was such a lovely lad. It was lovely to have a chat with him because the impact that Charlie's had on the club is enormous. I mean, I have to say, the photos that they were showing, obviously, we were talking about it last week at the town hall. I was getting a bit teary. Seeing those. He was a lovely lad. So it was lovely to catch up with Luke, and I blanked him to begin with.
As you do.
Well, I was just battling, looking for cone number 19, as I do. And but it was lovely to have a chat. And then I was greeted by a gentleman who I have no idea who he was, but we went down memory lane.
Oh, okay, good.
As you do, yes. So whoever you were, it was lovely to have a chat. And it did all turn out right in the end, in the second half. So it was good. Now, and so at the end, they cantered into a few tries, and it was like, whatever.
Well, we were down to 14 by then.
We were down to 14 because Dingers, his mouthguard, had summoned him for a check, an HIA. So,
how Henry's mouthguard reads anything, it's in and out of his mouth that much.
He must get some very weird readings because he chews it. He does the classic, under 12s, under 13s, chewing the mouthguard. So they can't get anything meaningful from him.
I wouldn't have thought so.
And it's become part of his trademark. His look is that half a mouthguard hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh dear God. Anyway, yes. Yeah, we had gone down to 14, and we gave them the bonus point, which won't matter to us one way or another, but matters to Sarries, which is quite entertaining.
Yes, of course. That meant they went in fourth, having lost to Sale. Weren't Sale good on Friday night? Sale
were good, but doesn't it? I mean, that Sale team was not that different to the one we played. No. They got a full complement of. I mean, most of the Dupree family were there. Yeah. So the fact we ran them so close says a lot about really how good we are when we're good. We're like the little girl with the curl, aren't we? When we're good, we're very, very good, and when we're bad, it's just horrid.
Yes. Ladies Wot?
Yeah.
Ladies Wot? Player of the match.
Player of the match. Well, it's one or two put their hand up for it, really. Obviously, Finn and Henry, you can't have it.
Mitch can't have it because he won the real one.
He was the real one. There was
the weekend running.
Yeah. Well, there's a good shout out for Elliot.
Very good shout out for Elliot.
Very good shout out for Elliot. Came very close, but for me, it was Alex Coles. I thought he was brilliant, and I've had other people say Ladies Wot should be Alex Coles because I just thought he was rock solid in the line out, ran the line out, read their line out. Everything went really well, and he's just becoming a bloody menace around the pitch, isn't he?
He is, and the other bloody menace around the pitch was Josh Kemeny. We should shout out for Josh. Yeah. He is getting better and better and better and better and better. And they didn't know what to do with our back row. They were, but I agree with you. I think Alex Coles, as one of the leaders in the team, absolutely. And it was Alex and Fraser who were talking to the team at the end of the game. So, absolutely. Yeah, Ladies Wot Pod Player of the Match. Now, the Sgt Wilson Award.
Well, it doesn't go to Ellis Genge or Stephen Luatua. because Adam Leal was getting thoroughly fed up with that pair, and at one point there was Genge whinge, and Stephen Luatua came in as well, and Adam Leal said, "We're having a line out. I'll talk to you about that at the next scrum." Okay,
it can't be Mitch either because he was naughty.
He was naughty.
He had to be taken on one side because he slammed the ball down. And I thought Adam Leal actually handed it. Well, when he took the tap penalty and Leal rightly called him back because he was about 4 metres away from where he should have been. He did exactly the same to
he did. The Bristol
scrum half whose name was just flown out of my head.
Harry Randall.
Yeah. So he did exactly the same to Harry Randall. But Mitch got a bit fed up and slammed the ball down. And he was taken for a quiet word with Sir, who explained it does not look good when you do that.
Yes.
Mitch looks at me. Sorry, sir. And then had a drink. So I don't think Mitch either.
No. I mean, I did hear Curtis making a valiant bid. Well, I didn't hear many other people, to be honest, because this awful whinging that was going on in my ear. So after a whinge, a Gengeathon, as we were trotting back, Curtis said, "So from a Saints view, that last scrum was what you wanted to see, sir, wasn't it?" Just chief creep. Well done. Unbelievable. But yeah, and Adam Leal said, "Yes, thank you, Curtis, it was. Yes." Not, "Shut up, Curtis, I've had enough of you front rowers." But yeah. So I'm afraid it's got to go to Curtis.
Excellent. Well done, Curtis. At last, you've tried so hard. You've actually won the blessed thing. Well done. Yes.
But the timing was immaculate. Adam Leal getting really fed up with it. "So, sir, from a Saints point, you're happy with what we're doing. Is that right, sir? Pick me, sir. Pick me.
Pick me. Oh, excellent. So, you had a bit of news about a selfie?
Oh, yes. I was approached whilst haloing, and we did decide that a lot of my haloing was just cuddling people and kissing them, but apparently that's making them feel welcome. This isn't just random people. This is people I know, but
I was going to say random strangers. Liz, this is a bit.
No, not random strangers. Not random strangers. Although there were a couple of Bristolians that I've met in the pub earlier. They came and had a hug. It's all part and parcel. Anyway, so this chap came up and said that he'd been listening to the pod since day one, and he got his son with him as well. So Darren and Luke Grimes, thank you very much. I said to Luke, "Do you listen to the pod then?" And he looked at me and went, "No, you only listen if your dad's got it on in the car." And he went, "Yeah, pretty much." "No, it's all right. That's fine. You're not our target audience. Don't worry." And so, yes, and then they came back and Darren said, "Can I have a photo?" Well, I don't know, but it sounded like I knew what I was talking about. So Darren came back and they said, "Can I have a photo with you?" Which he then put on X, possibly, or Threads, one or the other. I don't know, one of those.
Very good.
Yes, and then earlier in the day, another of our favourite photographer friends actually had been out and about in the market square. And he took photographs of a Morris side who were besporting themselves, and got a photo of me. I don't think I was playing. I might have been because I was having to do the introductions and the shouty bits. I know. Why would they choose me to do that? So he took some photographs. But yeah, lovely. He took some lovely photographs. I have to say, I've got to go and look through them all. And Ian, but thanks, Stu, they cracking photographs from what I've seen. So
excellent. Well done him. Yeah, thank you, Stu. Now, obviously, at the end of the game, because we won it, we headed into the changing room. Yeah, and much fun was had singing the Shoe Army song, partly because Mr. Kevin Buckby was in the bin. Now, the bin is where the players put their shirts and shorts and all the rest of it before he sends them off for a soak. And so I don't know whether there's anything in there already. I didn't like to look. Ooh, yeah. But he climbed into the bin and actually.
Oh, did he climb in? I'd rather hoped they'd put him in.
No. Hold on. Hold on. So here he is, counting on his fingers how many games he'd done.
How many fingers has he got?
You can see Jason Seville's going, ooh, that's look good. And a look of scepticism on our director of rugby's face. Anyway, no, he definitely climbed into the bin.
Okay.
Here we go. That's a bit unfortunate. Here he is climbing in the bin.
There he is climbing into the bin. Who's that helping him? Is that Sam helping him?
That's Sam helping him.
Holding the bin steady. Nobody else is helping, are they?
Don't worry. They decided that they'd help him by spinning the bin round.
Oh, that's fair enough. Yeah. It's, if you can't afford Wicksteed Park, have a spin in a bin.
Have a Kitman in a bin. So right. So and then of course because they were spinning it round. Yeah. Guess who had to get involved?
Curtis. Who realised that he'd actually not been summoned. So the three that were summoned for the song were Manny, because it was his 50th Premiership cap, Mitch for being man of the match, and Elliot for being Elliot. I don't know whether it's because we're still imminently expecting a junior Miller Mills or what's going on there. But anyway, Elliot was dutifully summoned. And then Curtis realised, oh, actually, I shouldn't be there. So he did to make a tactful withdrawal.
He had to make a tactful withdrawal, but he was having fun. You can see. Look, yeah. I don't think Kev looks entirely convinced by what's going on.
Yeah.
Yes, there we go. But so Elliot retreated, and there was much jollity. And so well done to Kev. It was good fun, and 700 is a remarkable number.
Cheers.
Talking of remarkable numbers, the most popular photograph I have ever posted on Instagram is Finn and Dingers beating up George with their boots during the Shoe Army song.
Just poor George.
Cruel. But there you go. Yes. So yes, it's a very jolly singing of the Shoe Army song.
Good. Whilst we're on the subject of changing rooms, something caught your eye in the Exeter changing room against Gloucester.
Mr. Tony Rowe clearly was not happy with what he'd witnessed, and I'm not surprised. It was extraordinarily bad, and decided that he'd pay the Exeter team a visit in the changing room at Kingsholm. I have been in that changing room. I've been in both changing rooms at Kingsholm. That's right. Why were you in the home one? Because the under-18s were the home team for their final.
They were, indeed, yes.
It's not exactly a big room, but we didn't need any sound to see that he wasn't a happy camper.
Well, no. They've just...
And who do they play next? Oh, that'll be us.
Oh. Let's hope they don't backlash, that they just retreat further into their shells.
Well, indeed. Actually, should we do Media Watch? Oh, actually, no. Under 12s. It was
Under
also
12s.
The Gardens on Saturday.
It was, yes.
It was the Defender Cup. Quite a few teams. Some I hadn't seen before, and he was a bit feisty.
Oh.
I was reminded of your comment. I was reminded of your comment when we were watching the under-18s. Actually, when Hopper said, "Is this the World Cup?" I did get a feeling that some of the parents were taking it, and coaches were taking it rather too over the top seriously. come on, guys, it's meant to be fun. It's not, I know a place at Twickenham is at stake, which is why clubs all of a sudden go on a grand tour of every Defender Cup competition in the country. But seriously, if that's where we're going to end up with these competitions, then
no. But there was one team stood out for you with what appeared to be a new uniform.
And I met one of their coaches who was delightful. But apparently, if you play for Buckingham, you have to have a black headband.
And for those who don't know, why is this, do we think?
I believe certain Mr. H. Pollock used to play for them. I did like the child who wanted to stand out from the crowd by not having one.
Good boy. He'll go far.
Stands on show on Saturday, yes, as you would expect. But Buckingham, well done, guys. Okay, right. So, also on Saturday, well, this weekend, we had the Women's Six Nations.
We did, didn't we? Yeah.
So, the Red Roses got their Grand Slam, but only just. It was, as my daughter put it, it was the, squeaky bum time in the second half.
Mm.
But they won it 43-42 from the French.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. You can imagine what that party would have been like if the French had won.
Yeah.
Anyway, well done to Scotland, who beat Ireland. Really creditable performance, because one with the last play of the game.
Yeah.
They came back to win it. So well done. And poor old Wales. So their game was delayed by a day because of the
Pope's funeral.
And the Pope's funeral. And sadly, like the men's team, they've lost every game they played in the tournament.
Oh dear.
Not great for Welsh rugby.
No. Sorry. There you go then.
No, we do need Wales to do slightly better than null.
Well, I don't see why. If Italy are doing well.
Now, Media Watch. Should we do a bit of Media Watch?
Do a bit of Media Watch, yeah. I'll just go and make a cup of tea while you have a rant, I think.
Well, somebody was asking what the rant quotient is. I wish, talking of Wales, can we send Mr. Stephen Jones from the Times back there? Sorry, Wales. You probably don't want him.
It's not not their choice. They shouldn't have let him out in the first place.
Well, exactly. But sadly, so there have been a lot of articles in the Times by various members of the journalistic team about what appears to be the next plan for the Premiership. And we have mentioned it briefly on the pod before. But Stephen Jones single-handedly, I was beginning to warm to the idea. Not that we've got anything official from PRL and the RFU, but the little snippets we were getting, I was beginning to warm to it. Stephen Jones single-handedly switched me off. Because he was almost claiming it's a rerun of that horrific plan that he and Rob Andrew came up with about 20 years ago, where they were going to combine Tigers and us. Because he says the days of the town-based clubs being supported by the local community need to be over. No, they don't, Stephen. No, they don't.
I was going to say, that makes no sense. There are some...
And it looks like he hasn't read anything to do with what they're planning to do, because they're not planning to get rid of any. And all the clubs he was talking about, so Coventry potentially joining the new league, Doncaster Knights potentially joining the new league. Well, when I last looked, they're both town-based. In fact, one's city. Yeah.
They're not some sort of weird concept.
They're not some sort of weird concept or region. Anyway, that was a micro rant, wasn't it?
It was a mini rant. Now, your next rant, I think, is more ranting and could run for a while. Away ends is all I've said. TNT and away ends. Off you go.
Stop with it. So I am now officially bored.
No, it's not me ranting. Yeah.
I am now officially bored, TNT. Much as I love Nick Mullins, he's a wonderful chap. wheeling on Nick to talk about Leicester. I thought it was a bit Leicester City, a bit harsh the week they were relegated. Anyway, from the
right. It's from Leicester.
It's from Leicester. But
I have no sympathy. Can I just explain? I did do a Samaritan shift this morning. That is possibly where all my sympathy was used up. And people with real.
I was going to say you're not normally quite so harsh. Wales and Leicester have been right out. Anyway, yeah. So they tried to do on their rugby review program. They tried to do a piece on away ends, and they did talk about. They got Danny Kerr to talk about the Quins supporters in Paris and the difference that it made having an area where everybody went together, and it was all made. And they put also non-playing players in amongst them, and it was all good fun. And I think that's the point. If you want to sit with supporters from your own side, then fine. But if you want to sit with your mates who happen to support the opposition, that's also fine. There are no away ends. It'll be an area. In fact, I think the one at Tigers was a side, as was the one at Saracens. So end doesn't really work, and there is no segregation. And can we just stop making a mountain out of a molehill? As you and I mentioned, it used to be the case that the clubs allocated tickets anyway, but actually the travelling supporters has gone down over the years, and so with clubs wanting to sell as many tickets as they can, they basically just want to sell them to whoever wants to come along. Having an area where we can gather as a group if people want to is fine. But can we stop making a mountain out of a blooming molehill?
Yeah. I mean, we at the Supporters Club, we did try and work with some of the clubs to identify areas where our supporters could buy tickets, but it's an uphill. It's a lot of work for very little returns, because there are people going, oh, well, I'd like to sit with other people, but I don't want to sit there. I want to sit over there. Well, you have to cut your cloth, make your decision. This is where the club has said our supporters can sit together or stand together. It's a hard one.
It's a difficult one in that sense. But if your club's prepared to do it, then fine. But please, can we stop talking about trying to create this sort of weird culture that
doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist.
Moving. What do we want to do next?
On to Towcester Under 10s and 7s.
Yeah, end of season jamboree. Really, it was a very lovely day, and people were reminiscing. I missed it last year. I don't know whether I was away or whether I just decided the weather was too awful. Apparently, it was so wet for the final session of the season last year. Even the marquee got flooded. There were nothing happened. So it was glorious weather, and the boys had a training session, and then they were all presented with certificates and medals, and some got other awards. But anyway, we'll hear it from Harry now.
This season was very hard. We played some tough games. We all had big knocks. I won this medal, which is silver and gold. And for next year, we'll be doing kicks, and the scrums will be contested. I'm really looking forward for it. I'm hoping to win Player of the Week more, and maybe we even win some trophies at the end of the season. My friend Freddie won one, and I voted for Otto, and he won one too.
And how was today?
Today was fun. The new training session was good. One of the scrums, when it was their ball, we won it since they're now contested, and then we scored a try.
Anything else about today?
No.
Didn't see anything big and shiny that you might want
to... Oh yeah, and as Saints won the Gallia Premiership Cup, I got a photo of it, and it was very heavy, extremely heavy.
Everything?
Yep.
Okay.
There we go. So looking
Very
forward
good.
to next season. And even the International Man of Mystery gives us a few pearls of wisdom about how much fun it is playing with your mates, really.
So today was a fun day, and it was the end of the season, and I got a medal, and it was training, and we did some relay. I was against Xander, and there was. And when I raced with Xander 2 times, and one I tied with him once. So when I won the other time, and we did hot potato, and the season was really good because Xander and James were there to comfort me when somebody injured me, and also I just really like the season. Bye.
There he is.
Bless him. A pearl and a half, I would say that was.
So there he is. There they are. So I don't have to be anywhere on a Sunday now, thank goodness.
Excellent.
And ready for next season, and when there will be under 11s and under 8s.
Ooh.
Harry's very excited about the things that they'll be able to do, kicking and contested scrums, and Alfie is not very excited because he still can't go full contact, but it is a season nearer to going full contact.
He's getting close. Getting
closer, yes.
So Saints are off to Dublin. Now, if we were to listen to the press, I don't know why they're bothering. They could save themselves the bother and
Pointless.
just say it.
Yeah.
But fortunately, sport's not like that, and we are actually going to go to Dublin. Pierre Brousset will be the official who will take charge. We had a French refereeing team last year. That didn't go quite so well as we'd hoped. But anyway, but yes, it's a French refereeing team. Given it's an English and an Irish team, that kind of makes sense. This time, of course, we're at the Aviva. Rather than Croke Park. I like the Aviva. The lights are fabulous, but we won't need them because it's daylight. Although I'm sure the TV insist on having them. But yeah, no, it's a good stadium. The local togs are the local togs. They're not. They
will be what they will be. Yeah.
They will be what they will be. Hopefully, I'll bump into. In fact, I know I will because she's already told me he's going. Dr. Dave Rogers will be there. So
excellent.
So it should be
a
cracking weekend.
I mean, we have won there before, haven't we? Against all odds, because they just handed various parts of our anatomies to us on a plate the week before, and they nearly nilled us, didn't they, at the Gardens? And then we went, and we all went to the track thinking there was no hope, and stone me if Jamie Elliott, breakaway, intercept, right, fantastic, off we went. So, miracles happen. It's due another one. When was that?
2013. The year we won the Challenge Cup. Because we won that game, we actually
that's right,
the Challenge Cup.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons we qualified there. And yeah, you've never seen such a flat Christmas party as happened there.
It was, bits of it was buzzing. That was again when they cleared the stadium in record time, I seem to recall.
I think they virtually sprinted out of it. It was also the game where we were in the now defunct Ballsbridge Hotel, and Tim and I were accused of ruining European rugby.
Oh. The two of you? What had you done?
Well, our team had beaten their team.
Well, I'm just looking, not wishing to draw parallels or anything, but we beat them last in 2013 when there was a new pope. There's a new pope this year as well.
There you go. It's a sign. It's a sign. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I will be out on Friday, back on Monday, making a weekend of it. I will see the Book of Kells. It's booked. I don't want any student protests stopping me this time.
I won't be there. We will be apparently following a giant eel down Ely High Street.
An
to the
irony, given that
marketplace.
you're coming my way as I'm in.
I know. So, but I have to say, I'm sure everybody, whatever happens, is going to have a great time. And it'll be grand.
I'm determined to enjoy myself.
And let's face it, if anybody can go to Leinster and out Leinster, it's us.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely. All the guys, who were all of them who were involved last year have an awful lot more experience of playing in bigger games, including finals. And some of the newer players aren't going to, I don't think, the likes of Josh Kemeny, I don't think is going to be phased. Henry isn't phased by anything. He's won a World Cup final, albeit at under 20 level, so he's not really, I think he's already proved he's not phased. So we don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, we do not know who is in the team.
No, we don't.
I do.
We can only guess.
We can only guess. I would say there's a lot of players who've got a lot more experience, both in Europe but also in international level. So, you know what? Hey, let's give it a crack. And I think we have nothing to lose, and I think Leinster have a lot to lose. There's a lot of pressure on Leinster to win something this season.
Huge, yeah. So we will see. We will see. What will be, but we'll have fun along the way.
Absolutely. And everybody loud and proud, please.
Yeah.
That 2013 game, we could hear you.
Ooh. Yeah, probably. I don't think I could speak for a couple of days afterwards.
Well, I think Dr. Jones was in the clouds. He'd end up with the Saints friends and family area. He hadn't got one of the tickets from the club, but he'd ended up there. And he said it was a bit like watching Sabutio. But they were all hoarse by the end of it. But you could hear everybody. You could hear them. So, which, given there were lots of people in blue.
They do go very quiet though. When it's not quite going their way, they do go very quiet.
There's a sort of confusion. What's going on?
Yeah.
So, let's see. And I think it would be good for the sport if somebody different.
Yeah, would be. So travel well, everybody, and shout for me, because it would be a bit bizarre if whilst being... Oh, why am I being behind a giant eel? I feel that needs some explanation. That does sound a bit weird. So it's Eel Day in Ely. I don't know either. Anyway, so we're going there as Rose and Castlemorris, and the day starts with a procession behind a giant eel. People
very traditional. Yeah.
And there's other stuff as well, but yeah, so we're going to that, so that's where I'll be, which is good because I can't watch it. Don't ask me to watch it on the telly. Can't do it. Can't be done. So
can't be done. So have you got the heart monitor?
Well, if I'm not watching it on the telly, then it's all right, isn't it? I don't know what's happening until it's happened.
What is Paul will be watching it, and the IT department will be watching it, and you'll want to sneak a look, and then your heart rate will go.
Because we won't be back in time.
Oh, you won't be back. It's not that far to Cambridgeshire,
Well, what time's the kick-off?
5:30. It's a late.
No, we won't be back. I'll go make sure we will not be back.
Well, I did recommend the chips in the market square.
So, the dancing goes on till I think about 4:30. So by the time we've packed it and come home, to be fair.
Don't put it on the radio then.
No, I won't. Oh God, no, that's even worse than trying to watch it on the telly. Paulie will probably be sneaking a look on the, Google and stuff.
On the Google and stuff, yes. Yeah. Well, I should be travelling with my IT department, and we will be there all weekend, and we're determined to go and have fun, regardless of what happens. But we've got every confidence in the team that they're going to put their best foot forward.
And it's such a shame the Ballsbridge Hotel has gone, because you could have gone and had a sing-song again.
We could have met the pianist for one. Poor love. He was somewhat nonplussed. Wonderful pianist that we spent an evening singing all the greatest hits. Some of them Yeah, Wonderwall, and it was a good crack. It was
a very good night. Very good night. Yeah.
But no, sadly, no longer. Now flats.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
But yeah, have fun, everybody.
Have fun, everybody. Safe travels. Bedford Blues are playing London Scottish in their game. It's their foundation day this weekend, so good luck with that.
Oh, good luck with that, everybody.
Yeah. And I think that's episode 71.
In the can, as they say.
In the can.
In the can.
So I've got a button to find again. Another button to push.
Yeah, find the button. Bye, everybody.
Bye.